everybody, welcome back to SpaceBall here on Geek Space, the original, the only, and the best. I think. I'm fairly sure this is the only baseball podcast on the entire internet. I haven't checked. Nobody's fact-checked for me, so I think we're number one and the only one. I'm your host, Geek Space founder and editor-in-chief, Danny, and I am here with the Geek Space sports editor, Robert Howard Sunny D. And he is going to give us all his baseball opinions, and I'm going to pretend like I have opinions while he verifies everything I say with slight head nods and other facial expressions.
How you doing this week, Dan?
You're muted now.
No, I'm not.
You're not?
I mean, no.
Did I mute you? What did I... I did. Fuck.
The audio is great.
Guys, okay. Clearly, I'm also not the tech support here at this company. So, all right, let's talk about baseball. I am super behind on baseball. I know there's controversy floating around, so I have a challenge. This week, we're going to go the entire podcast without mentioning a certain team that resides in the southern part of the United States. One of two teams from this state. They're from a city that is in the eastern part of the state. They're kind of close to me.
Headed toward the dugout, and this is not good, folks.
Orange
Good geography.
color.
Good geography. Oh,
I just named cardinal directions. I don't know.
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
you have very low standards.
It's actually like right up at the top.
Said this guy just names south and east. Wow.
This guy he said it's everywhere, but also nowhere.
I believe they're technically on a bayou. They're the Bayou City?
Yeah, wouldn't that be Nolans?
No, we don't. We have a bayou, the Irish Bayou, but I think we're technically on the river. But they're I think literally, Houston's called the Bayou City.
Okay.
Anyway, we're not mentioning that team this week. So we are going.
I keep doing this, and I keep forgetting that that's a bad thing. Apparently.
No, I think it's only bad if you do it upside down.
Oh, okay. I went like this, and then I went like this, and I was like, oh, my hands.
I think this is still okay. I think that this is...
Either way, we're not racist, and the people who do that are pieces of shit. There you go. The bad meaning. Not like this, just the bad meaning is bad, and
look, this
suck.
means I'm punching you in the shoulder.
Oh no!
Through your Zoom.
A fist comes through.
I'm gonna
anyway,
I like to save
baseball
these
highlights.
Yeah. So what's your first highlight, man?
So my first highlight of the week, it actually happened Saturday night.
Okay.
It was between the Dodgers and the Giants.
Okay.
And it was Johnny Cueto this is actually a not top 10 if you remember SportsCenter, but
yes.
Johnny Cueto was incredibly dominant most of the night, carried a no-hitter into the 6th inning, and then Enrique Hernandez led off by
you can
lofting
say
ball.
Kike, all right? That's his name.
I mean, listen, dude. All right, Kike Hernandez.
They zoom in on his mustache.
Yeah. They zoomed in on his mustache. Yes. But he led off by lofting a fly ball to left field. Totally looked like a routine play. Totally. And Hunter Pence, playing in left, completely lost track of the ball, and it sailed over his head, and that was how the no-hitter was lost, because Kike got a triple.
Heck yeah.
And, I'll send you, obviously, all of these will be sent, but, man, because I also pay attention to Kind of Funny, and they're actually very good friends with Hunter Pence, and he's quite often on the show.
Really?
And I know that they're San Francisco Giants. They're like huge.
Yeah, I just didn't know that connected. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So, because Hunter Pence is actually a huge gamer too, but he the image is awful. I feel so bad for him. I feel so bad for Johnny Cueto because he's just like, his hands are just like and like it sucks. I personally don't understand how that isn't an error, because like
They counted it as a triple, like a standard.
Yeah, they
hit?
counted it as a triple, so the no hit didn't stand. I mean, the
weird.
Giants ended up winning 5-4, so like who knows, you know? But it was, I felt so incredibly bad for him, man, because like for both. I mean, I've been in that situation where like the lights hit your eye at the worst possible time or something along those lines, but even then it just sailed right over his head, and I was like, oh no. Fernando Tatis Jr. has just been a highlight reel.
He's been strong.
Honestly, I could throw like 3 different highlights of him leading off, of him just absolutely crushing balls, and like I think that a highlight is just Fernando Tatis Jr. Like he is just, I would say he was, I think he's hit 5 home runs in his last 6 not at bats, Jesus, in his last 6 games. I mean, he has been on a tear. So yeah, he was player of the week last week. An average 435, 6 home runs, and 9 RBIs.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. And it's just, it's absolutely crazy to me. But like, we kind of knew this was coming. Like, if this was the regular season, I feel like we would be thinking the same thing. I don't know if I feel that the Padres are going to be the team in the NL West. I still think the Dodgers have that pretty handled, whatever. Either or. But man, he's a lot of fun to watch. Having Manny Machado on that team gives me like because like I don't care for Manny Machado, truthfully, but he's a lot of fun to watch, and I've been enjoying Fernando Tatis. Am I holding you up on a highlight, by the way?
No, I was just letting you finish. You apologize in the middle of the podcast.
I mean, I just asked. I wasn't like, Daniel, I'm so sorry.
On a Padres note, my first highlight. Both of my highlights this week are defensive. Jake Cronenworth, new guy on the first baseman beat for the Padres. He played a game on last Tuesday, and top of the 5th, he just makes a phenomenal. It is right after I think he'd hit a home run. I think he just hit a home run at the bottom of the 4th. Top of the 5th, he saves the inning by avoiding a single base hit into the outfield by leaping up. I mean, the guy probably had like a 2.5-foot vertical or something, and just snatched a ball full extension and grabbed it underneath him. It was phenomenal. They played it in slow-mo probably like 2 or 3 times. Every time I was like, that's nuts.
Dude, glove work is one of my absolute favorite things to watch in baseball, honestly. I mean, it goes glove work, missile pitches, and dingers, honestly. Just like, well, not missile pitch. Honestly, sword. Like, have you ever heard of the term swords?
No, I mean, I've heard the word swords.
Yeah, of course. But the term sword in baseball has to do with a strikeout where they're doing one of these.
Yeah.
And I would say that's one of my favorite things to watch. In Tampa Bay this weekend, we had a lot of really good pitching. That was a lot of fun. Checking out the White Sox Indians last night before it had gotten rained out in the 10th. That was a lot of fun to watch. Bieber and oh my God, I would say if I say the White Sox pitcher, do you know who I'm talking about or no?
I mean, they have a few of them.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
Wait, I don't know you. The standard rotation is like 6 people. Like, you gotta give me more than that.
No, I know, but they're notable.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, my second highlight is on August 6th. So that would be last Thursday. when the Phillies played the Yankees, and we got a phenomenal double play, a strikeout throwout at second by JT Realmuto. It was phenomenal. He is, and Bobby will argue with me, he is the best catcher in baseball right now.
I will.
But the thing is, I don't care. You're wrong.
Okay.
He is, I think, leading our team. Well, he's leading the top of our team, not our platoon guys, but he's leading our everyday players in batting average, and he's consistently making plays, and he got 3 throwouts in the last 6 games or something. He's just phenomenal. He's such a good catcher.
Yeah.
Please sign him.
I hate saying it, but Christian Vasquez is super good. I don't think that anybody
Never even heard of him, so keep going.
in baseball plays for the Red Sox. That's why it hurt.
Never even heard of them.
The thing that's so funny is that I don't even know who they are. Didn't the Phillies beat the Red Sox in the 80s, or did they play somebody else for the championship? Maybe it was the Mets. I'm thinking the Mets. Mets and Red Sox.
Yeah, no.
Mets and Red Sox is what it was. But until Yadier Molina retires, I don't have a better catcher in baseball to me. Dude's a Iron Man. He's been playing for 15 years. The Cardinals, he has played more than the Cardinals have this year. I can tell you that right now. The Cardinals are looking at playing. I was making a sort of joke, but it didn't land.
Okay.
The Cardinals haven't played a game in 2 weeks.
Oh. I thought you meant.
Yeah. Sorry,
I thought you meant that he'd been playing longer than the Cardinals had been a team, and I was like, that's not correct, Bobby.
That's not even possible. No. But Yachty, even last year, like I had said to you before, Yachty just has Yachty magic. But if we're talking about people like Kurt Suzuki or Gary Sanchez or Christian Vasquez, JT Realmuto is definitely one of the best right now for sure.
I love Gary Sanchez. But you
I'm
kept
not
telling me that nobody could steal on Gary Sanchez. I'm just saying. Bryce Harper stole on Gary Sanchez, and you tried to tell me he didn't. You kept telling me no, he didn't. No, he didn't. Wrong catcher. And I went back and I looked it up, and I was right.
No. I said, are you sure? I said if it wasn't Monday night.
Oh, I'll pull it up. You said no, he didn't. You said no, he didn't.
Wednesday night, whatever. That. I'm certain. I'm certain of that. I said if it wasn't Wednesday if it was during the day, he didn't. Which is accurate, because he didn't play that day. He played the night game.
Anyway, you had something else to say?
No, what did it say? What did it say, Dan?
I'm trying to find it.
We do talk a lot about baseball. See, I'm trying to fucking give you your props with JT Realmuto and saying that he is one of the best.
Yeah, and I'm saying you're not giving him enough props. I'm saying he's not one of the best. He is the best.
Yeah, I'm not going to say he's the best.
Yadier Molina is better career-wise. But I'm saying right now,
at
this very moment, I would take JT over Yadi.
I would say so. Christian Vasquez has kind of cooled off since the Yankees swept the Red Sox, so I can definitely see that. I could be wrong. About that, but I haven't heard too much. I've honestly heard Alex Verdugo has been doing really good with the Red Sox. But...
You said, Harper, don't run on Gary. And I said, he's stolen twice on Gary this series, which is incorrect. The first one was not on Gary. Mm-hmm. And then you said, he didn't steal on Gary.
What did I say?
And then afterward you said, unless he stole last night.
Yeah.
So... Your initial
that was a full sentence.
Your initial statement was he didn't steal on Gary. Well, there was no comma. There was no comma in between. It's not a full sentence.
It was probably. You know how I type. I type quick messages.
All I'm saying is, didn't steal on JT.
He did.
Nobody stole on JT. Anyway,
is that true? During that series, nobody stole on JT.
I'm gonna say nobody's ever stolen on JT. And if somebody got to base on JT, it was somebody else's error.
Yeah, of course. With JT, it's so funny to me because all I think of is last year when that fucking dumbass pitcher just ran to the mound when he got called in the Mets game. And JT is just looking at him like, you fucking dumb bastard.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so fucking funny.
All right, you want to talk about teams, or do you have more highlights?
Yeah, I think. Oh, really quick highlight.
Yeah.
Because I did have one more. Let me see. I had it here. Where did it go? I would just want to make sure that I got it right.
I'm waiting, Bobby.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
So Nick Solak actually hit a home run. If you don't know who Nick Solak is, I understand. He plays for the Texas Rangers. However, it later was changed to a 4-base error.
Oh, I did
Joe
see that.
Adele knocked the ball over. Like, if there's one player in the major leagues right now that needed AA, AAA, it's Joe Adele. It's Joe Adele. And I feel bad because, like, he was their number one prospect. But the thing is, minor leagues matter. And that's something that we can talk about on another day. But I feel like I say that every podcast. But, like, realistically, that's just too much of a topic to discuss at this point. But, yeah, man. I mean, the boy got Canseco'd. And it just, oof. Like, it stinks for him. I really feel bad.
I'd never heard Canseco as a verb, but I like that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He got Canseco'd.
You've seen the video.
Well, but getting Canseco'd could mean any number of things.
That's very true. But yeah, man, I felt so bad for him. Anyway, that's my highlights.
Okay. Well, then I guess let's do Bronx cheers and Fanatics cheers. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da. All right. I'll give myself the work of trying to cut that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about the Phillies this week because we started off playing against your team, the Yankees. And let me just say, I want to be very clear about this. I love the Phillies. They're my team. I expected us to do way worse than we did. And really, the fact that we split the series with you guys is a victory for us and a defeat for you. Even though we went 50-50.
If you would like, I can give you even more of a victory and say that it was technically 1 home game and then 3 away games.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it was still supposed to be a 4-game set regardless, but it's just because of they had to postpone the last 2 games on Monday and Tuesday. But it's like I said at the beginning, like the one issue that the Yankees have is their rotation.
Yeah. I mean,
sorry, this is your time.
Phillies had the same problem.
Yeah.
As that series clearly noted. Yeah, well, I just want to talk about some weird things. The Roman Quinn triple on August 6th, where first, I don't understand Roman Quinn as a player. He actually just got a home run like right before we started. Roman Quinn's, what is his batting average? His batting average is 211. His on-base percentage is 250. He's fine getting on base. When he is on base, he can like get anywhere. He's like one of the best base runners in the MLB, but he just never gets on base enough for it to be worthwhile. So he hit a ball that honestly,
he got picked off during the series, didn't he?
He didn't get. Yeah, he did get picked off.
Yeah.
Stealing.
Because like,
I
think
he tried to steal
go ahead.
and then he tried to turn around and then on a throwback to first he got picked off. That was a different part though.
Yeah, and like, just I feel that Roman Quinn. I think that there's an art to. I mean, there's an art to a lot of things in baseball, but like, there's an art to base running and just being a good base runner. I think Roman Quinn is fast. I think that sometimes he's too fast for his own good.
Yeah, I would agree.
And
with
I think that, and I think that, like, it's just like I don't know. Was it Tauchman? No, Tauchman didn't get. It wasn't against the Phillies that Tauchman got thrown out, right? I think it was the Rays.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember it because I think Tauchman only played like 1 or 2 games. But well, no, he played that. He had that one single that won the Yankees the game against the Phillies. I remember that. But. No, like Roman Quinn is a very good, like he's very fast, but the dude needs to fucking control his legs.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of where I'm at with him. But again, I don't think like this is what is this? He was like called up here and there last year, or is this his first year?
I know that he only got on, I think, because of the expanded roster. I said roster.
I got you.
But I think he played for a different team last year.
No.
Wait, no. He was 2 years ago, maybe. But
2016, and then he was out 2017. But he's always been a Phil.
Yeah, sorry, no, I meant different team. I meant minors in my.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No worries.
Let's see. No, he was injured last year. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. He pulled his groin.
It's always confusing when I get stuff like that, when I read stuff like that, because like if you're ever looking it up as far as who they're with, if you go on with like Wikipedia is obviously the first thing that pulls up. It always shows 2016 and then 2018 and then like present or whatever. It's like he was still fucking signed with them. Just say that he was that he was injured. Like or something along those lines. But anyway.
But yeah, so I think he got pulled up in 2018, and then 2019 he got injured.
Okay.
But it's really inconsistent. He'll do things where, like, he will let fly balls drop, like where it's like I know you're fast enough, you could have made the extra 2 steps, Roman.
Mm-hmm.
But then he'll get things like a triple that honestly should not have been a triple. That should have been a double max, and he just
I think that they didn't score off of that, did they?
No, Kutch got out.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, so that was an interesting... I just think the Roman Quinn discussion is really interesting, because I said at the top because I listed Kyle Garlick as, I think, my player who I want to pop off for no reason. I said my alternate choice would have been Roman Quinn. But I said Roman Quinn looks like he's actually a better player. And there are times where he does look like he's actually a better player, but they just don't happen often enough. However, in comparison to the rest of the Phillies' batting order, I can't even complain about Roman Quinn because there's so much worse shit going on. So
I mean, I felt like in that. So actually, sorry, I just cut you off. Go ahead.
No, go say what you're gonna say.
I think that Jay Bruce, Bryce Harper, Didi, and Real Muto are honestly like a solid lineup. At least the start of it. What does Didi bat, fourth or third?
It switches. I think he generally bats. Fourth.
I think that honestly, you'll see, like I said, you'll see a lot of NL teams. Just with the DH itself, just having a lot more tools to work with, because like there's no fucking way that Jay Bruce is like, unless I completely missed it. Jay Bruce isn't on the field, correct? He's DH, isn't he?
He played one game on the field, but he's been almost totally DH.
That's what I had thought. Yeah, because like I feel like Jay Bruce has always been like a consistent player for not only the Phillies but just any team that he's played for. He has. I'm trying to remember. No, that was. I'm thinking of one of the DHs for the Nationals, Ryan Dunn. I was thinking of Ryan Dunn.
Yeah.
But either way, Jay Bruce has been doing really well of late. Kutch is surprising to me, but that's because I remember him in Pittsburgh, and I just always want him to succeed.
Well, actually, I want to play a little bit of a game. I'm going to list a Phillies roster position when you take a stab at what their their batting average is.
Okay.
JT.
303.
Pretty close. 290.
Okay. I knew it had to be in that range.
It might actually be higher after this game. They don't update these stats until the end of the game.
Yeah.
Reese Hoskins.
That dude walks a lot, I feel like.
He does. There's a pretty big discrepancy between his batting average and his on-base percentage.
198?
172. For context, his OBP is 429.
Yeah, oh yeah. He sees the ball really well, but like when he swings, it's not a whole lot of contact at times.
Kutch.
I think that Kutch is, if not 150, is he lower?
It's 133.
Oh man.
And that is, by the way, recent. He was 0 up until our series with the Yankees.
Yep.
Scott Kingery.
Kingery. 200?
Try 97. Yeah.
Yikes.
Jay Bruce.
Jay Bruce, I feel like, is like 250.
Pretty close. 261.
Okay.
Phil Goslin.
Phil Goslin. I don't remember him getting a lot of hits, but I could be wrong. 198.
462.
Oh, damn. Okay.
And I know
I'm
it's
off
higher,
on that one.
Because in the game, in the middle of the game that's going on right now, they announced he was at 525.
That's awesome. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think that Kingery and Goslin is who I had gotten mixed up, and then I just let it go. I'm surprised you didn't hit me with Harper or Didi.
I mean, you can guess those, but I feel like they're about what you would expect.
They're typical.
Them to be.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Didi is 265. Harper's 267.
Yeah. That's actually kind of funny that they're 2 off of each other.
Yeah, and surprising though, because he only has 3 at bats. Andrew Knapp 333.
Yeah.
But I just think this is interesting because I feel like there's a lot of people, and people who like are baseball fans know this, but you and I had this conversation about Bryce Harper versus Mike Trout and who has more name recognition. I feel like, why the fuck are we not, as a Phillies organization, clearly this is not your fault, in the Yankees. Well, it is your fault. Everything's the Yankees' fault, but not this specific.
Yeah, whatever.
In the
well, I mean, everything is the other team in Texas.
Well, I was gonna say, butterfly effect. Everything comes back to the Yankees at some point because you guys have been around.
Yeah, I
so
mean, I
fucking
guess.
long.
Yeah. Everybody hates them.
Or the Brooklyn Dodgers, one of the two.
Yeah.
Why are we pushing Scott Kingery? Why? Our organization loves to sell us Scott Kingery and sell us Rhys Hoskins, which I don't mind as much because, you know what? I'll take a guy who walks all the time. That's fine.
Listen, dude, Rhys Hoskins has that fucking 80s style that I honestly just...
I love Rhys Hoskins' style. He looks phenomenal.
It's so good. So good.
Like, they keep trying to sell us this star of Scott Kingery, and I don't get it when you have a dude like Phil Goslin, who right now on this stat sheet is at 462. Going into Game 3 with the Yankees, do you know what his batting average was?
Before you talking about before?
Phil
Goslin we're talking about, or Scott Kingery?
Phil Goslin. Scott Kingery's was still under 100, but
yeah. 200?
625. He had an
Jesus
OBP
Christ.
of 727.
Jesus.
Why the
Honestly,
fuck are we not selling Phil Goslin jerseys?
Yeah, I don't
Why
know.
are we not posting pictures of Phil Goslin on the side of Drexel University? Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Stop trying to sell me Scott Kingery when I clearly want more Phil Goslin. I made a tweet about this. The fact that Wawa hasn't made Phil Goslin the official Wawa Goose, it's in his fucking name. What are we doing? Sign JT, sign Phil Goslin, sign Didi. Fucking drop Scott Kingery. I don't give a shit. And and the thing is, even fielding wise, Scott Kingery's not a bad second baseman. He's fine. But
no,
he's being shown up by Didi every single game. Didi's making plays that you are gasping at, and Scott Kingery is missing balls fairly often. And it's like,
You mean executing errors, like getting errors?
I don't know if I could say they're errors yet. Okay. I'm talking about infield hits.
Okay.
He's
I thought.
grounders.
Gotcha.
Which, I mean, I'm not here to shit on Scott Kingery. He's clearly a better baseball player than me, but I like him, and he's actually had a few decent seasons behind us. He's batting usually in the mid 200s, but I think, and I don't actually want you to drop him. I'm sure he's a nice guy. He loves Philly, but but I think that this is a weird thing. I think about marketing a lot. Like, whenever I work in something, I always think about the marketing of it. I think the marketing of the Phillies team is so fucked. Maybe it's because we have a longer contract with Scott, so they think they can milk more out of him, which is part of the reason why we're, selling Bryce Harper so fucking much. But, like, if I had a dude who was going into a game batting .625, I would plaster the city in posters with this guy's name. Like, even if we only had him for 2 years. Like, and Phil Gosselin's, like, he's, like, 30 already. Like, he's not a young dude who's, like, the all-star, like, why the fuck are we not? This is the Rocky story. This is Rocky right here. Do that. This is a guy who doesn't deserve to be hitting .625. He got tossed from team to team, and he's the best batter on the team by far. This is the underdog story you want, Philly. Fucking sell the shit out of it. Yeah. Anyway, that's my rant about Philadelphia.
You're good.
Anyway, we got Spencer Howard now. That's cool.
Man.
We lost Kyle Garlick. He deserved it.
You were asking for Spencer Howard as it was. So.
And he had a tough first showing, giving up those runs against the Braves, but I think he'll be good. Wait,
giving up those runs against the Braves isn't really like a.
Yeah, it's not anything I can be mad at him for.
Yeah, the Braves are a good team.
And like I should say, I think he'll be good. I think he can't be worse.
That's fair.
Than most of our rotation. Aaron Nola is the only dude on there who's just crushing it every day.
Dude, I am
And
shocked
Hector Neris in the bullpen, by the way. Shout out Hector Neris.
Yeah.
Phenomenal closer. Love that guy. Anyway, tell me about the Yankees. What are you guys up to?
So the Yankees actually had a pretty down week. Lost 5 of their last 7. Is that right?
You lost 2 against us. How many did you lose next series?
3.
Yeah.
3. Yeah, 5 of their last 7. Well, no, 5 of their last 8 because we beat the Rays once and then we beat the Phillies.
Yeah.
No, that kid.
No, wait. So you lost 7 and you had a 4 game against the Rays, right?
We had a 4 game against the Rays.
And you had 4 against us. That's 8.
Okay. Yeah, I'm bad at whatever. Either way. So I mean, the bats got a little they weren't necessarily cold, but they got a little colder against the Phillies. I think that honestly, the doubleheaders are just what is kind of fucking people. Not even just the Yankees, not just the Phillies or the Rays. It's just the doubleheaders are something completely different. That's kind of hard to. It's an endurance, and that's what this entire season is.
Sorry, side Phillies note. I didn't even talk about the fact that our next week is we have 3 doubleheaders next week.
Yeah, man.
And I'm gonna take 2 seconds. MLB scheduling is fucking crazy. What is going on?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's affecting players. People are not performing at the same level as they would be if they had a day's rest in between.
The fact that Aaron Judge still was able to crush 2 home runs in each of those doubleheaders is fucking. Well, when I say that, I mean doubleheaders as in against the Rays and against the Phillies. Yeah. Yes. I don't mean that he crushed 2 home runs against the Phillies and within each game, because that's not true. But
would be cool though.
I mean. The dude's a machine, but it's still a testament to how good of a baseball player he is, how good people like DJ LeMahieu are.
Yeah.
But I'm actually going to do the same kind of game, and I'm going to have you tell me what these people's batting averages are on the Yankees. So Gary Sanchez,
275.
103.
Really? Oh, you know what? I should know that. You told me that he'd had a cold streak right before he entered the game with the Phillies.
Oh yeah.
Because I saw his last year's was in the mid 200s.
Well, last year he was an all-star.
Yeah, I hadn't looked at his this season.
I don't know what it is. He started hitting a little better. He hit that home run against the Phillies, and then he's had 4 hits on the year in total.
Yeah.
So
wow.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is. DJ LeMahieu,
290.
397.
397? Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, yeah. Did not know that.
I just did that to flavor some of the things I was going to give you. Gleyber Torres,
200.
157.
It's really, yeah, I guess that makes sense. After the games you guys had against the Florida, yeah.
I mean, the thing is, Glaber had that, not walk-off, it was against the Nationals, but had that home run and that game-winning hit against the Nationals, and I was like, all right, here we go, hot streak, let's go, Glaber. And then Aaron Judge was like, I'm going to absorb your power. And I was like, I'm not upset by it, but Glaber just hasn't been hitting at all.
Aaron Judge is like a solar panel. He's just stealing energy.
Gary Sanchez has 4 hits. You were the one who did it. I didn't do it this week.
Yep.
Gary Sanchez has 4 hits. Gleyber Torres has 8.
Wow. Really?
Aaron Hicks.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't pay attention to you guys' game against the Rays.
211.
Okay, I was gonna say 250.
The thing is, it's just the people that have been picking him up, because like Giancarlo Stanton just went on 10-day IL. I hamstring strain, and he's had he was 293. He was doing very well. The double headers are what fucked him. They were just like, we're gonna decide to play him in this second game, and then they had to take him out. So I mean, I think, and don't get me wrong, I'm not hitting the panic button or anything like that. The main issue is that the Yankees starting rotation, like against the Phillies, the starting rotation was bad or abysmal. Against the Rays, Masahiro Tanaka went 7 innings and it was scoreless, and the Rays won 1-0 on Friday. Mm-hmm. Saturday, the Yankees won the first game like 8-5 or 8-3 or something like that.
Right.
8-4. And then the last game, it was 4-3, and Aaron Judge just barely missed a home run in the 9th inning. Like, they were close games, but the thing is, the Yankees, and I mean the last game yesterday, they were up 3-0, and James Paxton had like 12 Ks. And then he lets up a 2-run home run, and I was like, okay, you're going to get him out. No, they just let him pitch again, and then he gets up another home run, and then the Rays walk off. And I'm just like, Boone, I don't understand what you're doing, man. Like, don't get me wrong, maybe because of the doubleheader yesterday, there were certain arms that he had to, rest. Right. But, like, for somebody as shaky as James Paxton has been, and him throwing 12 strikeouts, literally had 2 innings, I think it was 2 or 3 innings, 1 or 2 innings, where he struck out the side. Mm-hmm. So, like, I get that you want to keep your guy in there if he's hot, but you got to know when, again, I'm watching baseball. I don't claim to be an expert, but at that point, you
are an expert, but continue.
Thank you. If I see a 2-run home run,
sure,
I'm going to be in the 7th inning. I'm going to be like, all right, I'm going to get him out of here. But yeah, again, Yankees are still producing. They aren't necessarily like, they're one of those teams where like they're not out of it until the very end. Even with that one game, the first doubleheader game against the Phillies, like, mm-hmm. That was what was it, like 11-3, and it ended up being like 7-11 or something like that.
Yeah, you guys really came back at the end. It was 7-13, I think.
Yeah, I thought it was 11. Either way, that's fine.
No, you're right. 13 was what we got later. 13.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And it's just like, also the umpires this entire week have been dog shit.
Well, yes.
Oh. That Mike Ford ring up in that fucking game, I could have strangled. I think it was Angel Hernandez. I'm not certain. But
yeah, it was.
Ugh.
It was interesting. I was telling somebody, though, I was like, at least umpire problems are at least a problem where I'm like, well, it happens to everybody.
Yep, exactly.
It's an equal thing. Like, but I think this is weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about it too, like macrocosmically. I think it's an experimental year for pitchers, because I think that what you guys are doing is like, yeah, you look at something and you're like, what you're doing doesn't make sense. Like the pitching changes. And then I was doing the same thing. I was yelling at Joe Girardi on the fucking screen the other day. And I was like, what do you like? Why would you put in? I forgot his fucking name. Oh, he's the worst pitcher.
I know who you're talking about because
Yeah.
we were talking. You and I were talking.
Guerra.
Happened.
Guerra.
Yep.
Yeah.
Guerra.
He keeps putting in Guerra, and I'm like, why? And it's like, but it's in every team. Every team I've watched, Dave Roberts is doing this. Aaron Boone's doing this. It's like, I think people are trying to adjust to one, the pitching schedule. I mean, yeah, maybe a dude like Hector Neris could close 2 games in a row on a doubleheader. Maybe, but you don't want to fuck up and find out.
Exactly.
So I think they're
fuck
sort
up and
of
find out, man.
Yeah, fuck around and find out.
That's
But
right.
so they're sort of like, well, I think there's a lot of pitching mistakes being made because there's a lot of moments of like, well, we could blow our load now, or we could put in a guy who can maybe deliver, and then they'll put in a guy who can maybe deliver, and sometimes it's fine. Shout out Kyle Finnegan. But
Kyle.
but then sometimes you'll have a dude who goes in and he bones it, and you're like, well, fuck, pull him out, reel it in.
And like again, this is backseat coaching. This is backseat managing. Like, that's what it is. But
I'm saying I understand it. I'm not even
for sure
recommending against it. I completely understand the mentality of throwing these guys out there when you do need to give a guy a break on a doubleheader. It's like you like, even if it's a guy who's only pitching, he's a 1-inning closer, but you don't want to fuck that up. So yeah, throw in somebody else, see how it goes. If he fucks up, I mean, it sucks, but also it's like you just don't have a single clue how far we're going to get as far as, because the thing is, we don't have 162 games to figure out what the rotation or what the bullpen is going to be like, and we don't have a lot of time for experimentation. It's a go kind of thing. Yeah, and the scary thing is IL. Like, I mean, like, John Carlos Stanton is he's on his 10-day, 9-day.
He's on a 10-day IL, which in this case is like
huge.
as if you were off for an entire month.
Right.
Like,
so the thing is, like, you don't want to, if you put in a dude like Pivetta, right? If you keep him in the game too long and he, fucks up his arm, then like, okay, he might only be out for like a short recovery of, 6 days, but that could totally fuck your season if he's like important in your pitching rotation, because then it's like he's really missing 2 times that. So you don't want to take those chances, because if anybody goes on IL, it's way more detrimental to your entire season.
I agree. I completely agree, and I think that a lot of people are seeing this with like the only strong rotations that I've seen truly that have been able to handle stuff like that is like I said, the Nationals probably. Like the Nationals have a very strong rotation. The Mets just keep getting pounded. Marcus Stroman today opted out of the 2020
I saw that.
season. And that's fair.
And that's after Cespedes left last week.
Yep. It is what it is, I mean, I get it. I completely understand
and
it.
As a Phillies fan, I'm not complaining.
Yeah, exactly. You guys take Zach Wheeler from the Mets, and then it's just like, all right.
And that's the thing. Oh man, so many people were mad about Zach Wheeler. I was in a game chat, and they were like, after he gave up those runs to you guys, they were like, so
the Yankees won that, or the Phillies won that game, didn't they? No, with Zach Wheeler?
I think we won
did.
the other game that day. Oh no, wait, maybe you're
Okay.
right. Maybe you're right. But anyway,
I remember we didn't beat Nola, but we won the game that Nola started. But I was trying to remember.
their 13 strikeout game.
Yeah.
But it was in the middle of the game, and they're like, "So, are we mad at Wheeler now? Is he bad? Like, do we dislike Wheeler?" And it was like a joke, but what I was saying was like, no. I mean, like, why would I be mad about a guy giving up runs against the Yankees? Like it's just something that happens. It's baseball. Like, you know, in a situation like this where, a dude's coming in. That was Wheeler's, I think, first start of the regular season
against the Yankees.
I think so.
He was your first win. Wheeler was you guys' first win, because Nola lost.
You're right,
against the Marlins, and then he started right after.
But okay, maybe it was his first start since then. But because we had because it was his first after we got stuck for 7 days.
Yes, that's right.
That's why, because he was cold. Like he hadn't been doing anything. And so like I was like, yeah, okay, he gave up 4 runs against one of the best batting orders in the entire MLB. How did I be mad at that? Like
exactly
after being cold for 7 days? No, I'm like, people are too quick to be judgmental about all of these pitching decisions this year, because it's like it's kind of a black box. We have no idea what we're playing because any injury is fucked. So I'd rather have a guy give up 4 runs and edge out the game by 1 run than keep our ace in for another inning, hurt himself, and then we're boned for the next week.
Yep.
So.
Yep. I agree.
Anyway, you want to talk about home runs?
Yeah, sure. That was Bronx Cheers and Fanatics Cheers, brought to you by the letter L.
Why, because y'all are losers?
Yeah. I mean, I think that we had the same record this last week, didn't we?
I think
not same record as in, like, team-wise. I mean, last week, I'm pretty sure you guys lost 4.
No, I don't. I think 4 out of 8. I think it depends on if we win today. I think it's actually.
Are they up like 15-2 right now or something?
I haven't looked.
They're up like 13-3 or something.
When I left, we were up by 10. Let's see. Live game check, 13-1. Cool.
There we go.
Woo!
Yeah.
Now we can just get a couple people to quit the Nationals. That'd be great. Cespedes, please take whatever you're selling the people over in New York and tell them, bring it down to DC, get all those guys to quit too. I'd really appreciate it. All right. So I have an AL piss missile of the week, and it goes to your man, the man, Brett Gardner, against us, because I was mad that he got a home run, but nonetheless it was a good home run. It's an opposite field home run. And Brett Gardner isn't really a power hitter, dude.
No.
And I just, you know what? Good for him. Fucking, hey, cue ball, you fucking slammed it. Good for you.
Dude,
all right?
Shoulders. He's got those traps, man. He's jacked, I swear. Fun fact. After Gardner hit that, because it was in the second deck, Phil Hughes said, "Gardy is my boy." You know who Phil Hughes is?
He did?
You see that tweet? He said, "Gardy is my boy," but he said Gardy is my boy, but if he's hitting dingers up into the second deck, then that ball is definitely juiced.
Yeah, I did see that. Actually,
so when there was the rain delay,
you said that in our group chat.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, when there was a rain delay, Aaron Judge printed the picture out and put it on Gardner's locker room. Oh man.
But yeah, that one was fucking long. That was nuts.
Yeah.
So
and so it looks like AL is all Yankees this week, because my piss missile of the week is something that we did not. It was the night that we were recording. Aaron Judge had 2 home runs that night, but the home run that I want to talk about is the 7-7 8th inning home run, to where I was in the middle of playing a game and screamed "fuck yeah," and one of my buddies was like, thinking that something happened in the game, but in all reality, Aaron Judge just fucking crushed one on probably the worst slider I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, that ball had a rough break.
It was like it was a 2-0 count. Like, it was a 2-0 count, and he threw a fucking slider, and I was just like right in the fucking sweet spot, and I was just like, dude. Also, I used to bitch about ESPN's mics, but with no fans in the stands, oh man, that tater sounded so good. Oh,
I think I prefer. I'm starting to love the no sound.
Oh yeah.
So I can hear everybody screaming. This is not really a highlight. I maybe should have mentioned this, but there was a great one where we were talking about bad umps, where Rhys Hoskins got a bad strike call, and everybody agreed it was bad. And he looked at the ump and he goes, "Come on, really?" And he just turns and he goes, "Fuck!" And I laughed so fucking hard.
I'm here for hot mics and Jock Peterson just going,
Dude,
fuck.
It's I want it. I want the XFL. I want players mic'd. I want photoshopped heads. Hey, 2020, let's make baseball crazy.
Yes.
It's trash here. Let's just do it.
I agree. No, man, I laughed so hard at Jock Peterson's like but yeah, that is my AL piss missile.
Yeah, what's
of the
your
week.
NL, dude? Give it up for the better
it's
league.
me. Okay. I won't because I already.
Give
it up for the better league when the Yankees fucking dominated the AL piss missiles.
Well, that just means you only have one good team.
I mean, we did it against the Phillies and yours, so I don't know, man.
Yeah, and again, you guys tied to an inferior team.
I don't know.
You can't even look, don't even try to argue. You know what I said was true. You're in a catch-22. You either admit we're a better team or you admit that the fact that you tied an inferior team is not good for you.
I mean, my second World Series pick was definitely Phillies, so.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, go back. No, I'm kidding. My NL piss missile of the week. Honestly, it's a repeat for me this week because Fernando Tatis Jr. just doesn't fucking stop hitting dingers. He doesn't stop. The one that I'm referring to is the leadoff shot that he had. I want to say 2 days ago. First pitch of the game, I believe, and just absolutely clobbered it. They didn't even have the fucking highlight in the bottom right corner. They were waiting, and then all of a sudden the game was already 1-0.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do, man?
Padres are fucking killing it this year, man.
Oh.
I said this on Twitter, man. I love the Dodgers. They are, after the Phillies, they're like my favorite NL team.
Mm-hmm.
I would be lying if I said I wasn't secretly rooting for the Padres. It's literally like watching Angels in the outfield. Like, there's some weird magic to what they're doing this year where I'm just like constantly like, yeah.
They just have an energy. They have an energy about them, and I totally get it.
They're scrappy. I think it's that they're scrappy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. I think that. Also, just the little added thing from one of my highlights.
Mm-hmm.
After Joe Adele Canseco'd, they played Angels in the outfield. The Rangers team or the Rangers broadcast.
I'm gonna start using the phrase Canseco'd, but it's gonna mean something different every time.
That's fine. Gotta get a T-shirt with that bitch.
Ooh, yeah. Geek Space merch going up soon. Get Canseco'd. But
we have to put a K in it so he doesn't sue.
Oh man, no, I got a Canseco'd.
There
you go. Beefing. I'm beefing with Jose Canseco now.
The little baseball that just pops off of his head and flies in.
Hey, Can Man, you want some? Come get some, buddy. All right.
That's right. Right.
My NL piss mills of the week just happened right before we started. I had a whole different piss missile. I don't like to pick my own team for piss missile of the week. It's kind of a thing that Bobby doesn't follow. But
I followed it once.
Bottom of the second today, the Phillies had 3 home runs in 1 inning for a 7-run inning. One of them was the Didi Gregorius grand slam. Oof. Another guy, Phillies, come on. Sell me those jerseys. I'm buying one tonight.
Oh yeah. I'm all about a Didi Gregorius grand slam.
Yeah, I want him. I want to keep him around. If we lose him to some other motherfucking team, I'm gonna be so mad.
If Glaber keeps sucking, I'm certain the Yankees will throw a dump truck of money at him.
Yeah, so I wonder if Didi goes back. If he goes, nah, y'all made this bet. You lying it.
I think that Didi understood, I would say, with the situation, just that, because the thing is, keep in mind, Didi didn't start last year until like mid-June.
Yeah.
He was, I think he had either Tommy John or he had some sort of injury that he had to take care of. So like in baseball in general, even though his numbers were like okay, they weren't spectacular, but they weren't awful. That's one of those things that sucks because that was going to be a buy-in year, and then Glaber just played so well last year. Mm-hmm. He's starting to get loose, but we'll see.
Well, here in Philly, we believe in loyalty, all right? And no matter how many years my players suck, I will continue to support them. Unless they're Scott Kingery, in which case I will bitch about them on this podcast. Okay. So those are our pistols of the week. Now we got to play This Is How I Win. Roll the clip.
This is my fucking way. This is how I win.
Okay, every week we pick a team who I pull from this hat. This hat has, or had, I'm taking out the teams as we go, every single team in the MLB. And we have to explain how this team wins. I got the... Well, should I do this one, or do you want to take it? Tell me now.
It's up to you.
Well, all of you take it, because I think this one's fun. You have the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, the Arizona Diamondbacks, they're not good. They're in an NL West team that...
Yeah, they're against tough competition.
They're an NL West team.
Wait, I'm sorry. I forgot to start the timer.
Oh, okay.
How long did I give us last time? 45 seconds?
45 seconds. Yeah.
Okay. Starting now.
Okay. So the Diamondbacks are a team that is in a stacked division. They're literally, right now, they're 6-10, and they are 5th in their division totally. Mm-hmm. Madison Bumgarner yesterday, I think, pitched maybe 2 innings and gave up 5 home runs. How they right the ship? Pitching. Good pitching. And also starting to get their players on track. Starling Mart, or rather, not Starling Mart. Oh man, I'm like brain farting.
10 seconds.
Who exactly it is. So Cole Calhoun, Tim LeCastro, like they need to get their batting in order.
2,
as far as
1.
hits. Yeah. As far as hits is what I just said, by the way. I love that.
Hits are important.
Dude, they're fucked.
No, yeah, we're putting it all on LeCastro this year.
Tim LeCastro and Cole Calhoun, dude.
All right, let's see who I got. So just because I know I was swishing my hand, I'll do it live so nobody thinks I faked my pull. I got the Yankees.
Did you really? That's funny.
Like, show to the camera.
That's funny.
All right, let me give myself 45 seconds.
I can do it. I got it right here.
Okay, go for it. Tell me when.
And I had it right here.
I have it up.
No, it's good. And go.
So look, we know the Yankees are a dumpster fire, but I think it's salvageable. I think that clearly, rotation is a problem. Bullpen's not as much of a problem, but I think that sell your batting. You know, DJ LeMahieu, Aaron Judge are both killing it. Hicks is doing pretty well. I think that they're a really strong batting team,
15.
Fielding team. They don't have a lot of competition, honestly, in their division. I think that if nothing else, they could probably be 2/3 as good as they are and still clinch their pennant. So I don't think there's really a problem.
I appreciate that.
It's just fucking true. You guys.
Although I wouldn't say the only thing that I would correct is their bullpen is not bad. Like losing the
No, that's what. Sorry, I was saying I was saying their rotation is bad. Their bullpen is not bad.
Yeah, their rotation. My main gripes are if your last name isn't Cole or Tanaka. I'm not worried about. Or rather, if your name isn't Cole or Tanaka, I'm worried about you. Like
right.
If Masahiro Tanaka or Garrett Cole are on the mound, I'm fine. James Paxton has been iffy. Sunday he did not look bad. He just gave up those 2 home runs, literally his last 2 at bats, and then That was it.
Mm-hmm.
J.A. Happ needs to be sent to the sun. And
come on, just because he gave up a game to the Phillies, what's your problem?
he gave up. He hasn't won a single game.
Is he really owed this year?
I'm pretty sure he's pretty bad.
Well.
Yeah. J.A. Happ is not good.
Well, I stand by what I said, though. I mean, in your division, it's your closest competition is who? The Rays?
Rays, honestly, I don't know what to make of the Orioles. The Yankees obviously swept them, but like they aren't a bad team. They just beat the Nationals. They just swept the Nationals, if I recall. I could be wrong about that.
I mean, I think that I'm not. What did you say 2 weeks ago? I'm not here to hit the good team buzzer.
Oh, I'm not here to hit the good team button either.
Yeah.
I was like, give me the when we get to mid-September, and if Baltimore is still like second or third, which they are currently second in the division, I will tell you yes. But oh my God, breaking news: J.A. Happ is not starting Tuesday. Oh boy.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I mean, I think that look, based on.
No, I think I don't think that your assessment is wrong.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, talking about the division, though. I think that, like, if you showed me the rosters at the start of the year, I would have said that the competition was between you guys and the Blue Jays. I think that the Red Sox lost a lot. I think that they lost Mookie, which is rough, but I think that there's other roster problems in there that they need to address.
They lost Mookie, and they lost a lot of their pitching. Chris Sale is out for the year. Luis Severino with the Yankees is obviously out for the year too, but still.
But Orioles and Rays they're bad by any means, but
Rays, yes. Rays are a good team.
Well, I more mean that, like, they are teams that if you showed me their roster, I would say they will go 500. Like, that's what I would expect of them. I think Rays are better than Orioles, but if you showed me the Orioles roster, I'd be like, yeah, they'll go 500. Like, that's what I would have guessed.
Really? I would say the only reason I say it is just because the only changes, I mean, the Rays made the playoffs last year and nearly knocked out that one team, and then the Yankees would have played the Rays in the ALCS, as well as, like, they've got Tyler Glass now. They've got Charlie Morton. They've got Blake Snell. Like, they've got a good rotation.
Oh, I forgot that they got Blake Snell.
Yeah. So I mean, again, I don't need to. I'm not like correcting you or anything. I'm just saying, like, the Rays.
No, I'm not changing my answer, so there's nothing to correct.
Yeah, exactly. But the Rays are definitely. I think that the Rays are definitely a team that if this were 162 games, I'd still be more worried about them than anybody else in the division. The Blue Jays last year were, like, weirdly the Yankees' kryptonite for a while until the Yankees just, like, I don't know, they won, like, a series against them or they swept them or something, and I was like, okay, nothing to worry about here now.
Yeah, but Blue Jays are they're in and out this year. I don't know what their deal is. They're at the bottom of the division right now, which is not where I expected them to be. I did not expect them to be under the Orioles and Red Sox.
Nope. I don't think anybody really expected the Orioles to be high as it is.
But hey, you know what? If they win, I won't be mad about it. Good for them.
No, I won't either.
Anyway, so now we have our final segment of the day, which is WWJD. What would Junior do? Look, we've talked a lot about doubleheaders, how they're affecting players, especially with DH. Players aren't getting in both games. They're not getting the same amount of rest. In a doubleheader scenario, especially like this where you're playing maybe multiple doubleheaders in a week, like the Phillies are, how would Junior react to this?
I think he would get a lot of sleep.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think he would just get a lot of sleep. Play some video games.
Mm-hmm. And mostly N64 games.
Yeah, of course.
So
because as we know, they are not the worst of all of the Nintendo games.
The Griffies are decidedly a Nintendo family.
Yes, exactly.
Well, you're not incorrect, but the answer we were looking for is in both games in the doubleheaders, he would sock a dinger.
Oh.
So, sorry, Mr. Howard. You are not a millionaire. I think you knew that going into the podcast, but you're still not a millionaire now.
I just.
I thought your power went out.
No!
Then I was like, but he's still on camera?
That's awesome.
Forgot you got a fucking remote controlled lighting. Well, okay, that's our
Wi-Fi
podcast
bulb,
this
baby.
week. I might be slow putting this one up because clearly we're slow recording it. So, whoops.
That's okay.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. And,
Fuck the Astros.
fuck.
me Junior. Call me Junior.
Bye.
Call me Junior. Call me Junior. It's showtime.